Um, Good morning, everybody. As many of you know, I obviously don't come to Chennai so often, so obviously it's great to be here. I've been here for a couple of days, and I think, obviously this is family, everybody knows, and one of the main reasons why I'm associated with this, but it's also because I believe in the brand, and I obviously believe in the structure that they're trying to create, and all I can say is I think it's the third season, and then this is a three-city tour in this season, and it was a great success in Hyderabad and Mumbai, and unfortunately I wasn't able to make it there, and I'm so glad that I was able to make it here because I actually get to see, I mean, for me, she's a little baby, and for her to see her grow into this successful entrepreneur is great. And so thank you very much to Chennai. Thank you very much to, from the Mirza family, but from me as a brand ambassador, to all the designers for coming up here. I think fashion is something that everyone loves, especially women, and we all like to look nice, and I think that's what both of them are trying to do, is to try and bring fashion to every single person in cities that probably don't see certain designers, whether it's Hyderabad or Chennai or other cities in the country, since fashion mainly, a lot of it is existing in Delhi and Mumbai, so different kinds of fashion, and it's great to have you all here, and thank you for having me as your brand ambassador, Anam and Akbar, and I wish you all the very best, and yeah, thanks Chennai, and hopefully happy shopping.
I mean, we've been discussing this over and over again over the past 1 week about this discussion that we're going to have about fashion and style. So I'd like to start off by asking Sania, what fashion means to you, and what is your signature style?
Describes yourself, it's your way of expressing yourself. For me, fashion means comfort most of the time. There are some times you have to go out of your comfort zone, but most of the time it means comfort and how good you feel in it, how good it makes you feel, and it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive, and doesn't necessarily have to be the most in thing, as long as you feel good in it and look good in it. So for me, that's fashion.
Okay, Varalaxmi, I would like to ask you, what would you choose, style over comfort or comfort over style?
Any day, people who know me, they know me. It's comfort always. If you give me a chance, I'll be wearing chappals and t-shirts and walking around everywhere. But yeah, sometimes I guess, like she said, that you have to go out of your comfort level because there's a certain dress code when you go to places, and that's why things like this helps us, because when you have an exhibition, you get to see fashion from all over the place, and it's not primarily, like she said, it's stuck to Bombay and Delhi. So when it does come to Chennai, you give people a chance to, see fashion the way other people do, and if you like something, you get to, portray yourself through them.
I mean, both of you have, walked around the exhibition and everything. Tell us what you guys think of the current trends that are going on. What is your pick this summer and stuff like that?
You can go.
Trends is something I think which keeps changing, and that just comes about in a very weird manner, because one person brings back fashion from the 80s, or suddenly a person brings back something from the 70s, and then suddenly it becomes trending. So I think that's something to do with everybody's personal outlook on it, and I think each one chooses something which they're comfortable in. It's very, very important to be comfortable in what you're wearing, because if you're uncomfortable, it shows on your face, and then you're not able to carry it off, and then you look awkward, and everything goes on, so on and so forth. So I think you should just choose what makes you comfortable in it, and sport it and wear it proud.
My turn. Yeah, I mean, this one thing that I noticed is there's a lot of, obviously it's summer and it's really hot, so the fashion is very cottony, which I love, because like I said, comfort is something that is so important to me. It's also very kaftani, it's very breezy, and very colorful as well. So I think that's something that's quite in, and also because of the weather, but I wish I could wear that all year round, to be honest.
Okay, so safety is something that's a topic of discussion to a lot of people today, and it's, extremely important thing. So, Sania, tell us how good or bad is it to be a celebrity and to be, and to be a regular woman, how difficult it is, how do you keep yourself safe throughout, your travel, you're going to a different country every day, so tell us about that.
I mean, to be very honest, I would love to live in a world when we don't have to ask this question to start with. I think it's very important to understand, this goes on to many issues, and now we're talking serious stuff. So, but I don't want to bore everyone with very serious things because we are here for fashion. But I'd like to say that being a woman celebrity in this part of the world is pretty tough anyway. I mean, you're dealing with large crowds a lot of the time. You're dealing with a lot of pushing, a lot of people, trying to touch. So, you have to have a good support and kind of good security around you. But as a regular woman as well, I think, like I said, I would love to live in a world where we don't have to ask this question, where a woman can walk out at any time of the night, anywhere, and feel safe. And I think that's the world we want to try and work towards. We obviously have to take, I think for the most part, we do live in, it is quite safe. The areas that I try to go to, you have to avoid those areas. Try not to go alone. Probably in the middle of the night in a, in a lane where that maybe there's something is possible. It's unfortunate, but those are the precautions that you kind of need to take. But having said that, I've never really had, touch wood, any bad experience. But when you do read the news and you look at newspapers and channels, it does. Give you a chill down your spine sometimes, the story that you hear. So I think the awareness should be there. I think we have a platform, fortunately, where as celebrities we can speak about it and hopefully help women, try and be as safe as possible and hopefully work towards, like I said, a world where we don't need to have this discussion anymore.
No, I think you've pretty much said it all, but I think one of the main things is, I think, prevention is better than cure. That is the deal. And also, I think, even if you are out there, I think being fearless is very, very important, because predators feed off fear. So first of all, women have to stop being scared to be out there. If you're out there doing your thing, you be bold and face it head on. There's nothing to fear. Men are not gods, first of all. And if they are, pick up self-defense, go to classes, learn how to protect yourself, because that's very important. You can never rely on any other person. You have to rely on yourself. And like I've been saying all these days in all my campaigns, stand up for yourself. If you don't do it, the person next to you will never do it for you. You've got to stand up for yourself. Start protecting yourself. Teach your children how to protect themselves. Teach your daughters how to protect themselves. Teach your sons how to respect women. That's how we're going to change the society, because we all think it's a, it's a beautiful concept where we want to have women and, have be equals and call ourselves a very democratic country, but then I don't think we're there. And I think I've said this earlier, that in order to make it a reality, we have to start practicing it now from our generation and the next generation, because if that doesn't happen, you're never going to see a future society without the word rape. You're never going to see a society without word, abuse or child abuse or any of these horrendous words that we keep hearing, the stories we keep hearing through the news, and it just becomes yet another story. I think to stop that, please start teaching your children, your women, your neighbors, your sons, everybody to respect women, respect themselves, be proud to be a woman, and start standing up for yourself.